Hey, you made it. Welcome to Yoga Dose, the place to get strong and stay flexible. My name's Christian, and today's class will be focusing on the Psoas region and hip flexors. You'll need one block for today's class, and then when you're ready, we'll get started. I'll meet you laying down on your mat. Hey guys, so with the block today, you're gonna put it wide. Depending on the height will determine how open your hips are. You're gonna place it on your sacrum, so the bony flush part of your low back. We're gonna put it underneath, and then we're gonna extend our legs out. That way the front of the pelvis is lengthening, and then we're just gonna relax back onto it. So however you wanna adjust the block, again, will determine the height of the hips. Low or tall, it's just a preference. Allow the legs to extend, really just finding opening through the front body. Then you can choose to do whatever you want with your arms. You can extend them by the sides, you can extend them overhead if you feel like that's gonna help you find more length. Release any engagement and just start to connect to your breath. See if you can release any tension around the eyebrows. Slow down the fluttering of the eyelids. See if you can progressively start to open up the airway of the throat just a little bit more. You want to visualize sending your breath to the center region of the body, front of the hips, really lengthening the top sides of the legs. You're going to take a big inhale in, fill up the lungs. Hold your breath at the top. Open mouth, exhale. Again, inhale, take it all the way to the top. Hold it there. Open mouth, exhale. Last one, inhale. All the way to the top, hold it at the peak. Now seal the lips, and when you're ready, audibly exhale out the nostrils. You want to maintain that pattern of breath, breathing in and out through the nose, kind of like you're fogging a mirror using the back of your throat. Now you're going to stay reclined onto the block, but we're going to start to find some engagement in the legs. So I want you to either flex your feet or point your toes, whichever you prefer, but you want to lengthen the top sides of the legs. Now the inner thighs are going to feel like they're going to rotate out, while the outer thighs are going to rotate in. So your knees are pointing directly upwards, quads are parallel to the ceiling. Keep that engagement really lengthened through the legs. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Plant your feet down. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling, then remove the block from underneath. Slowly roll your spine back down, then extend your legs back out. We're going to start to prime the hip flexors. So actively push your left heel towards the wall in front of you. So you want to find length through that left leg. Take a big inhale here. Keeping that length in the left leg, as you exhale, you're going to bring your right knee into your rib cage. You want to think thigh to rib cage, close the gap. So your left leg moves in the opposite direction as your right. 5, 4, bring that thigh closer to the ribs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, extend your right leg back out to meet your left, but keep the heel hovering. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, last one on this side, push through the right heel. Exhale, bring it in, legs reach away from each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend your right leg out, then let your right heel touch. Now lengthen your right leg forward, take a big inhale in. Keep the right leg reaching forward. As you exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Try not to use your hands. Get your thigh into your rib cage. Close that gap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, lengthen your left heel to meet your right. Keep it hovering. Exhale, bring your thigh into your rib cage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Exhale, bring your thigh into your rib cage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen. Let your left heel touch the right. Now bend your right knee, plant the sole of your right foot down, then bend your left and bring your left foot to meet your right. Now let the inner thighs get away from each other. Knees, feet about the width of a block. Same engagement you found with your legs extending. You want to feel like the inner thighs are squeezing a phantom block into each other. Now start to press into all 4 corners of your feet. Take a big inhale in. On the exhale, you're going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, opening up through the front of the hips. Squeeze your glutes, keep the inner thighs squeezing in, knees tracking forward. Find that length, straight line of energy all the way out of the kneecaps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower your hips to hover. Exhale, push your hips up towards the ceiling, engage the glutes, backs of the legs are engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips to hover. Last one. Exhale, lift your hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently roll your spine back down until your low back touches the mat. And one knee at a time, bring your knees into your chest, hug the outsides of the shins. Push your low belly down into the ground and begin to rock left and right. Just massaging that spinal column. You're going to begin to rock forward and back. And keep rocking until you make your way into a tabletop position. Plant your palms in front. Extend your legs back. Come into all fours. Now you want to press those palms firmly into the mat while you squeeze your triceps into your rib cage. So we want to keep the arms engaged the whole time. Now we're going to create this slight cat-cow sensation while rather not doing cat-cow. So what that's going to look like is we're going to keep this arch into our low back while we peel our chest forward. So already in this deep arch. All right, now you're going to bring your left knee a little closer to the right. Now keeping that arch in your low back, keeping the top of your left foot engaged, we're going to bring our right knee into our chest. Now naturally when we create this engagement to take the tension away, we're going to want to round, right? We're going to want to create space from underneath us. See if you can keep your chest peeling forward while you keep your right thigh pulling up into your rib cage. It's going to isolate that engagement of the top of the quad and your hip flexor. So peel your chest forward, keep the thigh lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your shin to hover, round through the upper back, big inhale. Exhale, chest forward, arch through your low back, pick your right thigh up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, inhale, lower your shin to hover off the mat, round through the upper back. Exhale, arch, pull your right thigh up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Neutral spine. Bring your right knee back down to the ground. Now you're going to shift your weight over to the right knee. Pull your chest forward, arch through your low back. Then you're going to bring your left thigh into your rib cage. Again, keep the chest peeling forward. Keep your left thigh pulling up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round through the upper back. Lower your shin to hover. Big inhale. Exhale, thigh up, chest forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower to hover, round to the upper back. Big inhale, last one. Exhale, pull it up, chest forward, arch through your low back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your left knee down, neutral spine. Little small isometric engagement, but it definitely starts to create a little cooker in the hips. Now you're going to curl the toes underneath. You're going to hover your knees off the mat. Now with your knees hovering, you want to think shins parallel to the ground under you. You're going to pull your belly up, round to the upper back. Now the last engagement, you want to pull your wrist towards your toes and push your toes towards your wrist, like you're trying to wrinkle the center of the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, straighten through the legs, lift your hips up and back. Find your first down dog. Feel free to pedal out the feet, sway the hips, alternate straining one leg and then the other, whatever feels good for you intuitively here. Just finding breath to movement. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift your heels, lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, one vertebrae at a time, starting from your low back to your upper back, you're going to roll it forward, making your way towards that plank shape. Now with the toes curled underneath, I want you to think up dog with the toes curled. Drop your hips, peel your chest forward. Now lengthen your abdomen. I want your abdomen to go forward and up towards the ceiling. So we're lengthening the front body, keep pulling the shoulders back, keep the toes curled underneath. We're opening up to the front of the hips here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips up and back, down dog. We're gonna do 2 more of those. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the tailbone. Roll it forward, find that modified up dog. Drop the hips, chest forward, toes stay curled. Lengthen the abdomen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips up and back. Last one, lift your heels, lift your tailbone, roll it forward as you exhale. Find that modified up dog, drop the hips, peel your chest forward. Keep the toes curled, lengthen the front of the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips up and back. Neutralize the spine here in your down dog. Pull your navel in. Think your belly button going towards the low back. Keep lengthening the side body, keep lengthening the backs of the legs. Now as you inhale, you're going to sweep your right leg up and back. On the exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Now naturally, while you open up your hip, your left armpit's going to want to descend down towards the ground as well. See if you can keep your upper chest squared like it's still in down dog so we can isolate that twist. Keep pointing your right knee up to the ceiling, then keep opening the front of your right hip. Just lengthening it a little bit more. Beautiful. Inhale, square off your hips, straighten your right leg. Then on the exhale, you're going to shift it forward, single leg plank, high into the toes of your left foot, pull your belly button in. Inhale, bring your knee into your chest. Exhale, round out through your upper back. 5, keep your thigh glued into the rib. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly step your right foot to the top of the mat. Once your right foot steps, lower your back knee down. Release the curl of your back foot. Now lift your chest. Low lunge. Now we want to isolate the engagement in our hips in our low lunge here. So let's start from our foundation. Press into all 4 corners of your foot. Then I want you to think about pulling your right heel under you, like you want your heel bone to touch the back of the mat. Now keeping that engagement in the right leg, I want you to press into the top of your left foot and push your left knee forward towards the top of the mat. So both of your legs kind of moving in opposite directions to meet in the middle. Keep that squeeze there, don't let that change. Extend the arms up. Now as you inhale, I want you to exaggerate and arch into your low back. So flare your rib cage forward. Big inhale. Then on the exhale, I want you to pull your rib cage in. Think about your tailbone going down towards your heels, the front of your hips going up towards your chin. You'll feel the front of your left hip lengthen and engage a little bit more. Inhale, flare your rib cage forward, arch through the low back. Exhale, tuck your tailbone down, front of your hips up towards your chin. Inhale, lengthen, arch. Exhale, tuck, hips up towards your chin. 2 more like that. Inhale, arch. Exhale, tuck the tailbone down. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find that posterior tuck. Now hold there. 5, keep the feet squeezing in towards each other. 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the palms, curl your left toes underneath, pick your left knee off the mat. Now from here, you're going to come high onto the fingertips Keep squeezing your right hip in towards the left one. So we're in this low lunge with the back knee off the mat. Now lengthen the top of your left leg a little more as you push your hamstring into the ceiling. And then peel your chest forward like you want your heart to touch the wall in front of you. You'll feel that length out through the top of your left leg. Hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now plant the palms, step your right foot back to meet your left. In your plank pose, tuck your tailbone forward, hips towards your chin, pull your belly up, round through the upper back. Shift it forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, either feet down or you can keep the knees off the ground. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, down dog. One big inhale, fill it up. Big exhale. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up and back. On the exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Again, notice how your right armpit may want to descend. See if you can lift your right armpit to square off with your left. Lengthen your left hip back in space. Then open your knee up towards the ceiling a little more. Inhale, square off your hips, straighten your left leg. Exhale, shift it forward to that single leg plank. Inhale, knee into your chest. Exhale, round it out. 5, keep your thigh into your ribcage. 4, 3, 2, 1, step it forward. Lower your back knee down. Lift your chest, release the curl of your back foot. Now same engagement from the other side. Pull your left heel back, push your right knee forward. Squeeze your legs towards the center of the mat. Keep that squeeze, extend the arms up. We're finding that posterior tilt again. Inhale, flare your rib cage up. Feel that length. Exhale, tuck your tailbone down, hips go up towards your chin. Feel it engage. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck hips up towards your chin. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck it down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck. Now keep the tuck there. Hips going up towards your chin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the palms. Now let the fingertips stay planted. Curl the right toes underneath. Pick your right knee off the mat. Now you want your right hamstring to go up towards the ceiling so it's long and active. Squeeze your left hip in towards the right one. Now keeping that length in the right leg, I want you to peel your chest forward. Almost think up dog. As the chest goes forward, you're lengthening out through the right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now plant the palms. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Plank pose, tuck your tailbone forward, round through the upper back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Now that we've been priming the hips a little bit, we're going to keep the blood flowing, keep the sweat going. So on your next inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels. Exhale, step, hop, or float. Inhale, halfway lift your chest, peel your heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand tall, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms to your heart, engage your core. Now on the inhale, palms touch up above. Lift your chest to parallel to the ceiling, push your hips forward, go into a little back bend. Find your exhale here. Stay in the back bend, big inhale. Exhale, fold forward, chest towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back to that plank. Tuck your tailbone, inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels. Step, hop, or float on the exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, palms to your heart, engage your core. Inhale, stand tall and go into that back bend, hips forward, chest high. Exhale here. Stay in the back bend, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, chest forward. Exhale, step it back. Shift forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. We got one more just like that. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels. Exhale, step, hop, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, inhale. Reach for the ceiling. Exhale, palms together at your heart, engage your core. Inhale, stand tall, go into that back bend. Hips forward, chest high. Exhaling your back bend. One more inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palm, step it back. Tuck the tailbone, inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale it out. Last one, inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, sweep your right leg up and back. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Keep your chest leveled. Keep lengthening that right hip back in space. Now as you inhale, lift your left heel as high as you can, high onto the toes of your left foot. On the exhale, flip it. Step your right foot over to the left. Get your torso parallel to the ceiling. Once we get our torso parallel to the ceiling, lift your hips as high as you can. Find your breath. Stay connected. Inhale, right palm gently comes down. Extend your right leg back up. Exhale, bring your right knee into your chest and round through the upper back. Get your thigh to connect to your rib cage. 5. Keep your right knee pulling forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Now you're going to lower your back knee down, lift your chest again. So starting from this low lunge, I want you to find that tuck of the pelvis. So your posterior tilt is already coming into play. Tuck it forward, hip bones up towards your chin. Now keeping the tailbone going up towards your chin, curl your left toes underneath. See if you can keep that tuck. Extend your arms up, big inhale. Then as you exhale, just straighten through your left leg. Push your left hamstring into the ceiling. There you go. Feel a little bit more length into the front of the hips. Pull your navel in. Keep that deep bend in your front knee. Take a big inhale in. Then on the exhale, you're going to lean your chest forward to hover off your right thigh as you come high onto the toes of your left foot. Pull your belly off of your right thigh. Engage your core here. Now you're going to spin your back heel down to a 45-degree angle naturally. Notice if your right hip wants to sway out to the right. Keep that back heel spinning down, but keep your right hip squeezing in at the same time. Keep your navel pulling up. Big inhale. Now warrior 1, as you exhale, lift your chest. Now the outer blade of your left foot stays pressing down, so much so that no air gets underneath. Then you keep both of your feet squeezing towards each other so the inner thighs stay adducting, adducting. Keep pulling the navel in. Then lastly, see if you can start to engage the left hip a little more by spinning it forward to meet the right. Big inhale. Exhale, plant the palms and come high onto the toes of your left foot. Now from here, you're going to press firmly into your left palm. Think about pushing away from the ground. Make that left arm active. From here, start to roll to the outer blade of your left foot. You're going to go right into that flip dog. You're going to step your right foot over to the left. Torso parallel to the ceiling. Lift the hips high. Open up the front of the pelvis. You want to lift so much that that right foot even gets light. Inhale, square off the chest, plant your right palm down, high into the toes of your left foot, single leg plank, shift it forward, exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, sweep your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Inhale, high into the toes of your right foot. Exhale, flip it. Step your left foot over to the right, gently. Get your torso parallel to the ceiling, then push the hips high. Inhale, left palm comes down to meet the right, square off the hips, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, shift it forward, left knee into your chest, round to the upper back. Keep your left knee reaching forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it forward. Lower your back knee down, lift your chest. Pull the navel in, find that posterior tuck. So tailbone goes down, hip bones go up towards your chin. Then curl the right toes underneath. With the right toes curled underneath, keep the tuck. Start to straighten through the back leg as your arms extend. Crescent lunge. You want to think right hamstring going up towards the ceiling the whole time while you're lengthening the front body upwards towards the ceiling. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, hover your chest over your left thigh, high onto the toes of your right foot. Keep squeezing that left hip in, keep pulling your belly off of your left thigh. Start to spin your back heel down to that 45-degree angle. Keep your left hip squeezing in, warrior one, lift your chest. Now same engagement from the other side. As your left hip stays squeezing in, both of your feet squeeze in towards each other, finding that adduction. Outer blade of your right foot stays sealing down so no air gets underneath. Then lastly, see if you can get your right hip to start to rotate forward to try to square off with the left. If it doesn't get there, it's totally fine. The engagement will do. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, high into the toes of your right foot, plant your palms. Now press firmly into the right palm, push away from the mat. Start to rotate to the outer blade of your right foot. Go right into that flip dog. Step your left foot over to the right. Torso parallel to the ceiling. Lift your hips. Inhale, left palm comes down, single leg plank. Shift forward, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Big inhale, fill it up. Exhale it out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale it out. Last one, inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels. Exhale, step, hop or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now separate your feet if they're touching, just about a width of a block or so. Pretty narrow, but just keeping enough space in between them. Now feel all 4 corners pressed down firmly into the ground like you're trying to break the floor. Then start to bend your knees as deep as you can, almost like you want your butt to touch your heels. Get your hips low. Now keeping your hips as low as they are now, you're going to keep the crown of your head lengthening forward towards the wall in front of you. Now start to shift the weight into the heels a little more, so much so that your toes could probably wiggle. Now with the crown of the head lengthening, you're going to extend the arms towards the wall in front of you. Now lastly here, with the hips low, crown of the head reaching forward, arms extended, pull your belly off your thighs as much as you can while your rib cage stays hovering off the thighs. There you go. Find that tuck of the tailbone down. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, shift the weight into your left foot, stand all the way up on that left leg. Single leg Tadasana. That was a bit of a killer there. Keep pressing into the inner blade of your left foot. Keep your spine erect and long, but keep your right thigh squeezing into your rib cage without using your hands. So you want to almost knee yourself in the face. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, lift your knee a little higher. Now keep that height, big inhale in. Then on the exhale, you're going to straighten your right leg into the wall in front of you. 5, 4, lift the heel a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Slowly step your right foot to meet your left. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Last side, inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels. Exhale, step, hop or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Separate the feet if they're touching. Feel all 4 corners press down. Start to drop your butt towards your heels. Get your butt as close as you can. Now keeping your hips low, shift the weight into your heels a little more so your toes get a little lighter. Crown of the head lengthens forward. Extend your arms forward. Lengthen the side body. Maybe you drop the hips just a little bit more. There you go. Lastly, pull your belly up, but let your ribs stay hovering off your thighs. Tuck your tailbone towards your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, shift the weight into your right foot. Stand all the way up on that right leg. Single leg Tadasana. Now keep the front of your right leg lengthening and opening. Keep your spine long. Keep your left thigh pulling in towards your rib cage. Try to get your knee up towards your chin. There you go. Big inhale. Lift your knee a little higher on the exhale. Inhale in. Straighten your left leg forward as you exhale. Then lift your heel a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently plant your left foot to meet your right. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. 3 big inhales, 3 big exhales. Inhale in. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale it out. Put your knees down onto the mat. Sit your butt back onto your heels, lift your chest. Take a breather. Nothing too fancy, but we're still cooking the hips, really learning how to isolate engagement into specific areas of the body just by making little micro changes into postures. So we're going to start to cool it down a little bit, try to open up a little more into the front of the hips, and slowly start making our way to our cool down. So from here, with the shins down onto the mat, you're going to plant your palms behind you. Now the direction in which your fingers point will determine how open your shoulders get. So it's more so just a preference, doesn't have much to do with the hips. So you can either point your fingertips forward so the front of the shoulders open up a little more, or you can point your fingertips back so you just focus on the hips if that's just really what you're trying to do. Now keeping the palms pressing firmly into the ground, you're going to keep your shins and the top of the feet pressing down. Take a big inhale in. Then on the exhale, lift your hips as high as you can up towards the ceiling. Push them forward and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring your hamstrings towards your heels. Put your butt down. We're going to go up 2 more times just like that. Big inhale. Exhale, lift your hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently roll it down. We got 1 more just like that. You want to think about keeping your quads parallel to the ceiling. Big inhale. Last one, exhale, lift the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gently bring it down. Sit your butt onto your heels, walk your fingers back towards your kneecaps. Once your chest is lifted, shift the weight into either side of your hips. Slowly release your legs out in front of you. Scoot your butt to the top of the mat. Think about hips towards the heels. Round through the upper back, reach your arms forward. 1 vertebrae at a time, you're gonna roll your spine all the way down. Beautiful, guys. Once your shoulders land into the ground, walk your heels a little closer towards your hips. Now we want to keep the inner thighs squeezing in, just kind of how we started class with our bridge. Inner thighs squeezing in, inner thighs squeeze in and rotate out, outer thighs squeeze inwards. Like you're holding this invisible block in between your thighs. Keep the knees tracking forward, pressing in your feet, big inhale. Exhale, lift your hips, bridge pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gently roll your spine down. Think pushing your navel into the ground to neutralize the spine. Almost like you're trying to find that tuck, posterior tilt. We're gonna go up 2 more times. Now you have the choice of back bend here. So you can either come up into that bridge if you want to take full wheel, whatever's in your practice really that allows you to open up through the front of the hips. Take a big inhale in. Then on the exhale, come on up, find your shape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gently roll it down. Neutralize the spine, tuck the tailbone down. We got 1 more. Big inhale. Exhale, come on up. Find your shape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows, slowly bring it down. Neutralize the spine. Then gently extend your left leg forward, bring your right knee into your chest. Now you can use the hands to do so, or if you want to keep engaging, maybe you don't. Maybe you just bring your thigh into your ribs without using your hands. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Before you take that twist, find the shape of your right arm. Either straighten it or bend it to a 90-degree angle. Keep the back of your right shoulder pressing down, then find your twist to your left. Maybe you bring your gaze over your right shoulder. Take an inhale in. Exhale, gently come back to center. Push your navel down, bring your left knee in to meet your right, then extend your right leg out. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Then when you're ready, find the shape of your left arm and take your twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale, gently come back to center. Push your low belly down, bring your right knee in and meet your left. Give yourself a squeeze, maybe bring your chest towards your knees. Then when you're ready, gently put your shoulders down. Now for Shavasana, corpse pose, you have 2 options. You can either go into it the way you're probably used to it and just laying flat onto your back, extending your legs. Because we have been opening through the front of the hips, if you want to take the option, you can put the block underneath your low back. You're not going to find any engagement here. We just want to keep gravity to work. So Put the block underneath your low back, extend your legs out. Maybe you put it flat just to take it easy, but again, if you want to challenge yourself, you can put the block higher, keep the front of the hips even more open. With the legs extended, you can release any engagement. Shoulders down your back so your chest and collarbones can open a little more. Almost like you're squeezing your shoulder blades into each other, but not really. Release your hands by your sides. Close your eyelids. Take a big inhale in, fill up the lungs. Breath all the way to the top. Once you feel like you've gotten there, sip in a little more air. Hold it there. Open mouth exhale. Release all control of breath. Corpse pose. Now you have the option to stay here longer if you'd like. If not, gently start to bring awareness back to the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. If you have a block underneath your sacrum, plant your feet, lift your hips, and gently remove the block underneath you. Then roll your spine one vertebrae at a time back down onto the mat. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug the outsides of your shins. Then either find a fetal position on either side or come straight up to sitting onto your butt. Cross your legs, sit upright. Close your eyes, bring your palms to the center of your heart. Thank you guys for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Namaste. Hey guys, thanks for practicing with me today. I hope your hips enjoyed it. I know mine did. If you're interested in learning some foundational aspects of arm balancing, I know I was when I first found yoga. I wanted to learn how to arm balance and do inversions, but I felt like I was lacking the proper knowledge to progress in that part of my practice. So if you want to learn these foundational aspects and really take your practice to the next level, click the link below in the bottom of the description or the top of the comments. Or if you want to practice with me and just take one of my classes, click the playlist over here.